all you Splinterlanders out there. We are live and we are kicking off our first EU YGSPL Weekend Challenge. Welcome for those of you in the audience. And I hope all of you have checked in, those of you who have entered the tournament. The event is officially started and we do have many contestants. I think way more than what we usually get. Tournament started with 88 players. All right, fantastic. 88 players checked in and ready to go. All right, boom burst in the crowd. Welcome, Narada. Let's go. Yeah, good luck to all of those participating in our first EU challenge, EU/Asia challenge. It's silver, so slightly different from our usual weekend challenge, which is bronze. That one is still taking place. We have not canceled it. That'll be taking place tomorrow. And what's on everybody's minds? How is your Splinterlands season going? I wish I had more excitement here. Psydrake with some name that card, Last Dragon. You know, all of my fellow YGG members is certainly missed, but many of them being from America. This is a not a great hour for them. Very early in the morning. But I'm happy to have our EU and Asia crowd around. Dave Ira, Max Maka, hey guys. And a new name that I don't recognize, Quazim Otto 122. Hello. Yes, Dave Ira, it will indeed be a regular. It will happen every weekend, and you will see similar prizes to what you are now, or what you usually experience in the weekend challenge. So let's go through that quickly. So first place, Chaos Legion Pack, 2000 DEC. Second place, Chaos Legion Pack, 1500 DEC. Third, 1250. Fourth, 750. And then a mixture of different levels, right? Every fifth position gets a nice little bonus. So 500 DEC, and then, you know, different levels in between those number fives. So you want to either end up on a 0 number or a 5 number, and then you can score a lucky 500 DEC. Usually we have some giveaways in the channel as well, or on the weekend challenge. That's sadly not happening because it's only me here, nobody else. But yeah, hopefully in the future more people will join me in the hosting panel, and we will get some giveaways going as well. I am indeed holding down the YGG Fort. Tails, you're welcome to come and join me up here. Don't leave me hanging, man. And Shayla Knight, let's go. I need to say, strange format. Okay. It's exactly what we've been doing for our weekend challenges, Max Maka. So that's how we do it here at YGG. If you would like to make some other suggestions or a different way of doing things, please feel free to speak up in the chat. Got a buy, so I have an automatic prize. Lucky you. Very nice. Rip, it's 3 a.m. Hard to host for others. Yeah, sure, Shayla Knight. You know, the American crowd is pretty much excluded from this event. But at the same time, our European fellows are included, where before they were excluded because of the time that the other weekend challenge is being held, right? So this was kind of to accommodate the EU side of things, and also to perhaps give a better time slot available for our Asian viewers, something that's a little bit more comfortable to watch at. You know, you're not sitting at work or something like that. Yeah, 6 p.m. in Philippines, exactly. So Max Maka, I don't host a lot of tournaments, so I'm not really sure what format they take. Um, if you can name them, are you talking about the SPS tournaments? That's the ones. Those are the ones that I participate in. And yeah, I mean, they're very different, right? Um, you know, they have SPS prizes all the way from 4 to 60. They have a 24-hour time period of playing. You don't need to physically be there like you do need to be here now. So that is also different. But we like our events to be live and interactive, right? We want people to participate from the audience, and yeah, we like to sometimes showcase the games, talk a little bit about strategies. I see we've got our first wins on the board. Congratulations. Those wins starting to come in. Fortunately, nothing going wrong, I see, which is great. That's what we want. Tom Riddle on top with a 2, but lots of 2 zeros. So that first position does not mean much at this stage. $10 p.m. New Zealand time. Okay. A little bit more late for you. Hopefully not too late, Keys. It's chaos only, plus all rewards, so it's not so common. Right. So it shouldn't be all rewards. It should be modern rewards only. If the tournament is working as chosen, right? Because I chose modern, and I chose Chaos Legion and rewards, which to my mind means reward cards that are part of the modern set. So it shouldn't be all cards. If it is, that certainly is a bug in my opinion, because that's how I set it up. Okay. All right. And the bronze tourney certainly is part of our weekend challenge, Max Maka. It just takes place at a different time, right? So for Asian viewers, it happens on a Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Thailand time, my time. It may be 10 o'clock in Philippines. It may be a different time if you are in a different country. Yeah, so the idea here is for us to include as many people as possible. I want as many, even if you're a new player and you don't really have a lot of cards, you can rent some cards and participate in this tournament for not too much DEC, right? You should be able to recover your rental costs. Yes, I live in Thailand, Dave Ira. I've been living here for about 6 years already. I plan on living here for a long time still. I love the country. I love the weather. I love the people. Don't love the food so much. They put way too much sugar in their food, but I do make my own food without the sugar, and then it does taste great. So, what's on your mind, guys? Anything you would like to discuss or talk about? I'm seeing lots of new names in our tournament, which is great. Okay, Slafer Red, he has participated in our weekend challenges before. Tom Riddle as well. I recognize the name. Fluidic Motion, yeah, that's a regular. Credit 64, nice to see you participating here. Max Maka, I see, he's from Legacy, awesome. I didn't realize that you are a fellow YGG member, Max Maka. Nice to see you participating. Which part of Thailand? So I live in a small city called Ranong in Thailand. If you look at the country on the map, there's like a long little leg in the southern part of China. About halfway through that leg is where Ranong is, a very small city on the Andaman Sea coast of Thailand, right? So the one that is towards India, that side. Southern, it's the southern part of Thailand. Right in the middle of the southern part of Thailand. And Quasim Otto, I'm sorry that you got knocked out, sir. Better luck next time. Hopefully you get a good position. If you place anywhere above 50 or below 50, you should be able to get at least something. Maybe you're one of the lucky ones to get a 500. Yeah, so what do you guys think about the new SPS rewards? Are you happy? Are you not happy? Are you missing your DC already? What are you going to be doing for your rentals going forward? Have you even thought about that? Because, you know, some people were playing and earning that DC and at the same time using that DC to rent cards to play the next day, right? And now that kind of is not really possible anymore. They will definitely need to, you know, make some adjustments about how to unstake SPS. In my opinion, I think that's a little bit of a oversight, you know, because the funds are no longer as liquid as they used to be in DC. There is some, you know, planning involved to get those funds liquid. And in some cases, it can take up to a week, you know, 7 days to get those funds. So it's not really liquid at all, in my opinion. What do you guys think about that? If there are some specific matches you'd like me to showcase, please just shout. Happy to show them up on the live screen. Our round 2 hasn't started yet, so most guys still finishing that second game. Some even going to a third game, it seems. So some ties in the mix, that's good. Some challenges. Fled the battlefield. Oh dear. I hope that's not a bug. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. So somebody just not clicking or entering a team when they should be. Okay, okay. I like the competition. Lots of matches going to 3 games. That means the competition is fierce. Just have to be planning a bit ahead, a bit more. Yeah, Keegan, I agree. It does require a bit more planning. I cannot wait to see who wins this one. Love seeing you and Splinterlands on my screen. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate the encouraging words, and I'm glad you enjoy the show. We are YGG, indeed we are. I really don't care. Which guild are you in, Jack? I would like to know. I don't recognize your name. I really don't care about staking time, but rather about so much SPS being given out. So Max Maka, I hear your concerns, and for a small period of time, I had the same concern. I suggest you watch one of the latest videos by Tails. I think it is Tails. Let me just confirm quickly. Um, yes, know your numbers. So I'm gonna link that video in the chat. And the best part about this is the fact that Tails is also a YGG member, right? So, fellow member educating us on, or comparing SPS versus another coin also, in a similar type environment, Gala specifically, right? And comparing the two companies, Gala and SPS, and even some other, outside of the NFT gaming crypto world, right? Regular gaming companies, and looking at their numbers and their valuation of the company. And you know what? I'm more bullish than ever on SPS. Honestly, I think they're doing great things with this token. This company is making the right moves. I get why they did it. They wanted rewards to not be able to be immediately. It's mostly because of bots, it seems. I think they should allow you to burn staked SPS for DEC at a percentage fee slightly below the peg rate. That is certainly not a bad idea, Narada. And in that way, you'll be able to get quick access to rental funds, and they'll be able to maybe make something off that burn, right? Because at the moment, how it's set up, my understanding is that the burn destroys the SPS. Whereas in that way, they will be able to extract some fees, but they also may be not wanting to do that. That is also a possibility. Once DEC reaches peg, SPS is going to be burnt in proportion to demand for SPS. Yeah, look, I mean, there is definitely, because the taps have been closed on DEC. So, the only way to get it is by burning SPS. Or I suppose earning it in the LPs and stuff like that. That's another, possibility. They could implement a fee that goes to the DAO. You see that I like. Because the DAO, us as players of the game, us as owners of SPS, will eventually be able to decide how that DAO funds is distributed, how it's being used as a reward, for example, for certain things happening, for people achieving certain things, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the future may hold. I'm excited. If they wanted, they certainly could. Indeed, they could certainly open up that revenue stream for themselves as a company. I don't know their feelings about that. In proportion to demand for DEC, not SPS. Right. I get it. I thought that's what you meant. I didn't read it as such, but that's what I thought in my mind. Is the second round out? It just says seeking enemy. All right, that's not good news. Please don't tell me we have that bug again. So second round is live. Perhaps your opponent just is not awake and aware that he needs to play. So guys, please keep in mind that you do need to pay attention. These rounds sneak up on you, and it will time out if you do not enter, right? If you don't enter the battle, it will time out, and the match will be won by your opponent automatically. So don't give them free wins. Make them work for it. And definitely, the second round is going. Looks like a no-show. Sometimes we get no-shows, Keegan. Free win for you, I guess. Hopefully that's not happening to more than one person. I prefer to. Oh, Elephantium is in, right? Immortal Gods showing up in full strength, I see. We got the Goat Gang here as well. Peak Monsters. Archmage Arius Disciples. Wow. A lot of big name guilds here. I like that. I like that. The Blue Flame Boys from YGG. Nice, nice. Newest guild to our club. The Brawlers representing. Excellent. I like the YGG representations. Sinister from the Dragons competing as well. Okay, okay. All right. I see you. I see you. So, what else is on your mind, guys? Anything else you would like to discuss or talk about? Or anything you'd like to ask me personally? Feel free to ask me anything. I'm always up for even personal questions. I do not mind spilling the beans. All right, let's look at our list of players. Let's see how we're progressing. Monster Tamer and Edition still waiting for their first game, it seems. Never Melt Ice, also from Legacy. I see two YGGs up against each other. Small Circle already defeating. So far, Slayer Red also gone through, defeating the Goat Gang member. Los Gemanos, I recognize the name. And Max Maka also moving through to the next round, it seems. Congratulations, guys. I'm out. I didn't rent a complete silver deck. Apologies, Dave. Yeah, you're usually the bronze man, right? Look, how much is it to rent a complete silver deck right now? Modern deck, that is. I would be interested to hear your costs out there, those of you that have rented. I would prefer this not costing a fortune. But I did want to make it a little bit different than the bronze tournament we've been experiencing in the other weekend challenge. I mistakenly rented a level 2 Kretsch. Yeah, so level 2 is going to only help you up to bronze level, sadly. Can't use Yoden and Llama, so I am hopeless. Ooh. Dave admitting that he's too reliant on Yoda and Llama in order to survive. Yeah, it's time to start looking at those new summoners, Dave. They have potential, I promise you. Odo Acer. I do not think he's Odo Acer. Dave Ira is Dave the Great in-game, right? So in-game, Dave the Great is who you're looking for as an IGN, is Dave Ira. Dave the Great. So Neo Legend knocked out Dave the Great. Let's have a look at these two games. So we've gone Thaddeus versus Thaddeus, both level 4s, which is decent. That's an interesting tank up front, a Silent Shavi. Never really seen that approach, honestly. But the high speed may, you know, work out, obviously. Let's have a look. Back to basics, which takes away all abilities. Okay. Increased damage from the range at the back is kind of what took that. It wasn't really the Silent Shavi tanking in the front that did much. But well played, well played. Certainly an interesting pick there. Not something I would have gone with. Okay, so Dave the Great with the Obsidian pick versus the Thaddeus. So the Thaddeus definitely in the advantage here because his abilities are working or doing work, where Obsidian is not doing so much work or being cancelled out rather. And also with the debuff from the Disintegrator. On both sides, the Venari Knife from the front, which is one of my favorite tanks up front. The Divine Shield doing work here, obviously. All melee, so that does complicate matters, certainly with your picks, right? And the Thorn's doing plenty of work, but the problem is not enough. Not enough. The Wendigo in the back does seem to take it with the Thorns, right? So perhaps going the +1 magic with Obsidian on a melee matchup. Although I think probably you were scared facing another Thaddeus versus Thaddeus. It didn't work out for you in the previous match, so you went with another approach. Okay, I get it. I get it. Sinister being knocked out by Sophia. Wow, what a surprise. I'd love to watch that one. So Sinister with the Sloan and Sophia with the Water Kelia play. I like it. I like it. Okay, so nope, I am Dave the Great. Gotcha. Possibly around 2k DC for a complete silver deck rental right now. Wow, that is really high. I mean, I spent 1,900 on, okay, that's not a complete deck, I hear you, but that was for gold foil cards. I can't think that, sure, that's a really high price. Okay. I should consider moving it back down to bronze if that's the case. You need to get top 1 to get it back. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's not my intention here. I don't want it to be so expensive. I'll consider moving it back down to bronze if that's what the community wants. I want as many people to be able to participate as possible, right? I'm not trying to exclude people here. I'm trying to include as many as I can. I will rent if it's with other tournaments, but this weekend tourneys are few. Yeah, there's only 1 or 2 now in this case. There's 2 weekend tourneys. You can't maximize the rent. It was close. Yep, close fight. Even not a maxed out deck. I got whooped. Happens to the best of us. Ghost tourneys will definitely be the main stage. Right, so that's another thing. I will be hosting ghost tournaments, right? So everybody will get the cards to be able to play. Everybody will be on equal footing. There will be no people that have certain cards that other people don't have because they've rented, right? And once that hits, it will probably be silver. I may even consider doing some gold tournaments to showcase some extra abilities or powers that you guys aren't aware of down in the bronze or silver leagues. But yeah, let's have a look at Sinister's game here and see what happened, right? So Demon Shark in the front, one of my favorite water cards. Deep Lurker in the back. Versus the standard Sloan lineup here. Supply Runner with the extra speed and the Chaos Knight in the front. Arbalist doing twin strikes in the back. But those tanks didn't last, right? Those tanks went down very, very quickly. Both of these tanks. And then once the range drops in the front, even with the close range, it's still not doing enough damage. Right, Sophia with the water win. Kelia, awesome. Nice to see. Okay. Round 3 is officially active, but I want to finish this game here. So next match we have an undead versus water, so slightly different. The good old Kelp Initiate in the front. So this is more of a wild league play, right? I prefer the Chaos Knight, honestly. I think it is a better version of this card. The dodge, doing good work. At higher levels, he even gets the phase, right? So that means he can dodge the magic, which wouldn't have helped him in this case. But yeah, I love the phase ability. I think it's great. The Revealer is such an awesome card with that stun in bronze already, right? Such an awesome card. Okay, it doesn't really help you stun a 0 damage card, but stun is helpful, preventing heals from going through, preventing cleanses from dropping, preventing attacks from happening, right? And in some cases, doing double damage if you're looking at the knockout rule set, right? But yeah, excellent play there. Nicely done. I'm really looking forward to the new Ghost events as a new player. Yeah, so am I. I'm looking forward to finally be on equal footing with everybody and being able to really play a skilled tournament, right? Where it's up to your skills and not really up to how much card power you have. I often find that people are beating me just because they have better cards than me, right? And that's frustrating. Silver is where Sloan starts to shine, right? I thought so, which is why I was quite surprised by the loss there of the Sloan. But, perhaps a better team could have been constructed. I don't have a life team, so I'm not really too educated on, although I do know which teams have beaten me. If I look at the Sloan teams, it's usually teams that have Uriel in the front with some resurrects in the mix, and perhaps actually a little bit more magic strong than range strong. Perhaps Grandmaster Wraith would be a better pick for that team, especially with the armor from Uriel and that type of thing, that void armor doing work. But that's taking away from Sloan. Sloan is a strong summoner, even though he is the cheapest of the summoners currently of Chaos Legion. I still think he has some great lineups that have beaten me in the past at various levels, right? Down in bronze, in silver, and in gold. That wasn't one of those winning lineups, but they do exist. Just need a better tank. Yeah, I was too low mana. Kelia and shields. Right. That Kelia +1 armor is kind of like a cheap divine shield. It does stop that damage from melee and range from going through unless void armor is in play, So very valuable in that way. Okay, so let's have a look. Some players flowing through to our third round already. Shaylin Knight going through, congratulations. Gentleman Barbarian also with our Keeg seems to have been knocked out. Apologies for that, sir. GG, well played. Tails, low mana battles always is my bane as well. You know, I never really know which way to go. I prefer the bigger mana battles where I can just pick my big monsters and have them go nuts with their abilities, right? It's easier, I suppose, less strategic, but yeah, I enjoy the big boys going at it. More action. I hope to see you doing great in Ghost Tourneys, Keek. Yeah, for sure. Or even in the normal ones. Come join us on the regular, Keek. Thanks. I need to level up some more cards, it seems. That trample was huge. 3-4 kills in one turn. Oh my goodness. Did he catch you with a Demon Knight trample? That certainly is frustrating when it happens to you. It's great when you're doing it. It's not so great when it's happening against you, right? So Keegs went with the taunt up front, which is an interesting move, all right? I prefer to play my taunt in the back, and in that way, I split up my opponent's damage into two sources. He needs to hit my tank in the front, and he needs to get through my taunt in the back. If you place your taunt in the front, all of your opponent's damage is being concentrated only on the tank, which makes him go down way, way faster than what is needed. So keep that in mind, Keegan. I know there are also some reasons for placing it in the front, right? There can be specific rule sets where it is actually the better move. But most often, placing it in the back position has the benefit of splitting your opponent's damage. Well, Narada, sometimes, people think of different things to you. It doesn't make you less of a player. It just makes you a player that takes the game from a different perspective, perhaps. But let's have a look. Let's have a look how it plays out, right? So Shaylin Knight's gone with the demon in the front, the demon knight shark in the front. So as you can see, his taunt lasted literally one round. In the first round, his tank was gone, where Shaylin Knight still had a tank up round 2, round 3, still there, and now the trample starts going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 kills in one round, round 3. That's pretty damn impressive, right? And that's all because, he couldn't get the tank down. He didn't even get a heal on his taunt because there just wasn't sufficient time to get a heal off. That enrage and the trample, it makes it more OP. Oh yeah. When I have the enrage rule set, I always play a trample. And I try to include a stun as well, right? Those 3 powers in combination work extremely well together. Look at the second match of Fluidic Motion and Maguire. All right, let me do that. So, battles... Fluidic Motion and Maguire's second match. All right, so we got an Earth versus Earth. So 2 taunts in the front. All right, so here is perhaps a demonstration of how a taunt in the front can work. Fluidic Motion has gone with the new tactic, or what I call a new tactic is because I only became aware of it recently, where you have 2 tanks right after each other. Where Maguire has gone with. Oh, he's also placed a tank, but further down his line, right? Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what rule set we're dealing with. Okay, super sneak. Now I understand the placements. Wow. All right. Man, I'm gonna watch that again. That was way too fast. I didn't even see what happened. I'm gonna slow it down as well. It happened so quick. So rumble, and let's slow that down. Okay, so the speed up from the supply runner, great. That's why fluidic motion is hitting first. Okay, let's go slightly faster than this. It's a bit too slow. Okay, so full complement of damage, not even a full complement, and the other tank was dead. Fluidic motions tank also dead in the first round, actually. So both of them going down really, really quickly. The extra speed grunt actually going down first. Interesting. I would have thought that he would have been able to get another hit off, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And then the misses on the Regal Perrington in the back doing work. And that's what got him there in the end. Those misses is what got him the win. If it wasn't for the misses, so the supply runner with the speed buffs working out for fluidic motion. Excellent, man. What a great match. Thanks for suggesting that one. All right. And I should have put the healer in third. Yeah, it would have gotten more heals off. That's where I messed up, certainly. And the misses hurt, especially when it happens against you, Narada. When you're the one, you know, on the team that the misses are happening, you're very happy. But when you're on the team that, you know, is missing the whole time, that sucks. It really does sucks. My Perrington, for example, would not be doing that. Mine just dies after one hit. Do you think it would have been different turnout if the Goblin Healer was third? Possibly. Perhaps another sustain on, you know, one of your other monsters would have gotten you there. One or two more hits with the magic, right? Because the magic, they can't really dodge the magic. So it could have given you, you know, a better shot. I can't say for certain. It would have been interesting to see though. I was figuring by having the mage in third, I'd be getting more damage in. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to predict that one, to be honest with you. All right. Any other interesting games you'd like me to showcase, guys? We're in round 4 already. Excellent. Which means round 3 has successfully completed. Let's look at who's gone through. So we have Gavel Georg from a no guild. Interesting. We have Small Circle from the Cutting Edge. Sanji from the Legendary Wyverns. Come Get Some from Splinterlands RU. Never Melt Ice from YGG Legacy. SC Father from Peak Monsters. Fluidic Motion from Hydra Kids, Hydra Wife. Sakurabu from Auli Farm, Philippines representing, I believe. Shaylin Knight from the Dragons, that's my guild. Gentle Barbarian, Hyperborean Dream, nice name, I like that. Mikasa from the Archmage Arius Disciples. The Legend from the LDG Dogs, interesting. Tom Riddle from Peak Monsters. Sophia from UT. That's the one that knocked out Sinister. Well played. And Neo Legend from the Faint of Hearts. Great job, guys. Keep it up. Round 4. More than halfway through. We're on the top 16. So things are certainly heating up. Anything else on your mind, guys? Anything else you'd like to discuss or talk about or ask me about the game? All right, so let's watch some matches. I'm going to bring up the match here between Nevermelt Ice and Neo Legend. So we've both gone with Obsidian, again with a taunt play in the front, right? From Neo Legend versus a taunt play in the back. All right, so this clearly demonstrates, that tactic. We'll see who takes the win here, right? Does the taunt in the front work better, or does the taunt in the back work better? They've both also 2 secondary, or a tank and a secondary tank. Here also, like 3 tanks, wow. Or 2 tanks. Man, that's a lot of tanks. That's a lot of tanks. I'm not sure why they've chosen to go that route, but let's have a look. So we have opportunity. Okay, all right, now I see the play. Opportunity and no neutrals. Okay, now the first thing to notice is all the damage is going onto one monster from Nevermelt Ice's team, where from the opposing team, the damage is being split 2 ways, right? While the taunt monster was alive. That's no longer happening now, but it did happen for that first round. Question is it going to be enough to get him there? Maybe not, right? At the moment, Nevermelt Ice is losing way, way faster than what Neo Legend is. And I also noticed one thing that I didn't realize was the Pellicor Mercenary doesn't have heal at this stage. So it's not that great of a tank. The play from Neo Legend works. So taunt up front, out playing the taunt in the back. I would never have thought that, right? So don't think that that's always the right play. Sometimes up front it works better. Neo Legend has a silver max deck, but I only have a level 2 green. I got it. So that was the difference. Right, level got you there. I wasn't paying attention to the level of the monsters. And that certainly would make a difference, guys. If you don't have a leveled up deck, things can be painful. Let's have another match here with Fluidic Motion. We're looking at a Kelia versus Kelia. Very similar lineup. The Chaos Agent, the Wavesmith, the Repair. Okay, all right. Let's see. Level 4 versus a level 2. Already you can see a difference. You want a level 4 for silver, right? That's your max level summoner in silver play. For some or other reason, I'm unable to start this match. So I'm just going to toggle out and toggle back and then start that one again. Something's happening. Very, very slowly, it seems. Nevermelt Ice didn't take advantage of opportunity, I don't think. Yeah, so he placed more regular type monsters, not really ones that could take advantage of the opportunity like you thought. Neo Legend he landed way more damage. And if you're landing the damage, then certainly you're gonna bring in the win. Fluidic got his strat on point. Respect. Yeah, Fluidic is a very strong player, one that regularly does very well in the weekend challenges. He's also a name that I recognize from the SPS tournaments that I often play in. I'm not sure what's wrong with that match, why it doesn't want me to show it. I'm going to try the second match and see if I can get that one going, perhaps. We have a General Sloan versus a General Sloan. Level 4 versus level 2. Again, some type of bug. All right, I'm going to try and refresh my browser. I don't understand what the hell's going on. There we go. Now it's working. Okay, thank you. Just needed a refresh. That was the issue. Lots of bling here from the come get me or come get some. Versus the Warrior of Peace in the front with a typical Sloan lineup. Prismologist, Silver Shield, Sheriff, the Portal Spinner, and the Time Mage. Okay. The Time Mage for the slow, right? Everybody's got a ton of health because we're dealing with Equalizer. But I do think we have a more damage coming in from Fluidic Motion. Also higher level monsters, right? Which is probably why there is more damage. Very close match, actually, in the end. You know, because there were some monsters that had some armor and required an extra hit to get through or start eating through to the health on come get some side. If he had slightly higher level monsters, I think he may have gotten there in the end. Sadly, it wasn't the case. So we've reached our top 8 in round 5. Never Melt Ice versus Fluidic Motion. Gentleman or Gentle Barbarian versus Small Circle. Gavalgiog versus Sakuraba. Sophia versus Mikasa. Sophia seems to have been knocked out. So let's watch those two games. Tarsa versus Tarsa. Okay. Perhaps he ran out of time. I find that certainly an interesting pick to only pick one monster that doesn't do any damage. Surely that must have been a mistake. Oh, it does do damage. It does do 1 damage. But yeah, that seems like an incomplete pick. Perhaps he got distracted and wasn't paying attention to picking a team. All right. Well, easy win for you, sir. Thanks for the free win, Sophia. Interesting. Okay. Perhaps he didn't have cards. Perhaps he doesn't have those splinters, and he was forced to pick a splinter that he doesn't really play. Okay. I know if I get forced to play the light team, usually I don't have anything. So I know the feeling. Nicely done. Nicely done. So that's our first person through to the semifinals. As long as I don't get green or death, only I have a chance. Yeah, you know, so Dave, Ira, you know, consider renting like, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 splinters. Don't try and get a full set, right? And also only key cards. Don't rent everything under the sun. Only cards that you think can get you the win. Boom burst, may the RNG be ever in your favor. Yeah, the replay was acting up for sure there, Maui. I'm not sure what happened. Eventually it came right. We got some games up to watch. So let's watch our Never Melt Ice versus Fluidic Motion. Ah, no, another bug. Okay, now it's working. So Fluidic Motion with the Obsidian, Never Melt Ice with the Sloan lineup. Okay, Sloan with the Chain Spinner. Taunt in the front again, proving that, perhaps sometimes it's better placing it in the front. Let's see who takes the win. We've got a melee Mayhem, so melee can hit from anywhere, and opportunity, right? Grund doing good work there from the back. The twin strike with the opportunity working very, very well. Speed is gone. Well, the extra speed is gone from the supply runner. Grund still doing work. The question is it enough? And I don't think it is, because the opportunity on these archers with their 5 and 3 damage and the heal sustaining, which Fluidic Motion didn't have. He had 0 sustain, or his sustain got taken out very early, cost him the game there. All right. So congratulations, Never Melt Ice. Excellent play there. Sakuraba, let's have a look at your games here. So Kelia versus a Sloan. So Sloan once again, cheapest summoner, knocking out the Kelias, the most expensive summoners. Can you believe this stuff? I certainly can't. If you look at the prices, you'd think that Kelia needs to always win. Hey, Matt Tribe, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. It got late around here. All right. What time is it for you, sir? I'm not sure where in the world you are, but thanks for joining us. Earthquake doing work. Sustain kicking in there a little bit. Nice. That blast damage from the Prismologist. It hurts. Well played. So we have arrived in our semi-finals. Mika versus Never Melt Ice. Sakurabu versus Gentle Barbarian. Congratulations, guys, and good luck. May the RNG be ever in your favor. Like Narada said. It's 8 a.m. I just woke up. It's pretty damn early for you, Mad Tribe, but yeah, I'm happy that you joined us. Perhaps you can get a little bit of a show just before you need to go to work or get started with your day on the weekend, of course. Semis, please, no green or death only. Okay. Well, I hope you get there, Boomburst. Anything in the chat you'd like to speak about? Anything you'd like to discuss? Splinterlands related? Crypto related, or perhaps some off-topic subjects. Perhaps you'd like to speak about the flat Earth theory. I hope not. I really do. But I'm putting it out there for those of you who may be interested. It is flat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure it is. Sure it is. Waiting for some games to finish so we can watch some exciting matches. Um, Normally, my fellow co hosts would be talking up a storm, chatting about all kinds of different things. Sadly, it's just me here. So, unless you are engaging me, I don't have much to say, guys. So, ask some questions, put some things out there to talk about. What's on your mind? How are you experiencing the new SPS rewards? Are you liking it? Are you not liking it? Um, I can scooch over to my ranked. So I've managed to earn 43 gold chests for the season so far. I've got 3 chests for today. I'm hoping to get myself into Diamond 3 like I have been for a while. Last season, I was not able to reach Diamond 3 for the first time. I've got more hopes this time around. I'm getting the feeling that there are more bots playing in the modern right now than what there used to be. And perhaps that there's less bots playing in wild. I think they have finally reached the point where they've moved over. What are you guys experiencing? Narada says, have you hit diamond yet? Not yet, not yet. Not this season, let me rather rephrase it. I usually hit diamond 3 by the end of the season, rating wise, Max Maka. Is the universe the macrocosmic equivalent of a star? Did the Big Bang get created by another universe expanding like ours is now, before eventually imploding on itself, as stars do after they are done with the expansion phase, and forming a super mega black hole that basically wormholed to a white hole in the multiverse, which was our Big Bang? I agree. You know, I very much believe that it is something like that that does, create universes. There's definitely more to black holes than just sucking everything in. There's also a birthing process that happens out of black holes / white holes, depending if you want to call it that way. I'm not really sure if this is the type of topic that many people would like to discuss, Narada, but thank you for bringing it up. If there is more interest, I don't mind discussing this type of thing. It is certainly within my interest area of topics to discuss, perhaps a little bit too philosophical for some. Will our universe eventually collapse in on itself? I do think so. I do think universes die and universes get reborn, right? And I suppose it could be put into play, like, what is a universe? But yeah, very big concepts we're talking about. What is your favorite rule set and your least favorite? It's a good question, Mad Tribe. Bringing it a little bit back to Splinterlands. So for me, my favorite rule set, I would have to say reverse speed. Reverse speed when I have my Earth team available. I love my Obsidian, my Magic team with the reverse rule set. It just it slaughters. It slaughters. Or the Enrage or Knockout rule set with my Demon Shark up front and a stun behind him. Works exceptionally well. I did say talk about anything Narada, so I appreciate you bringing in that discussion. It certainly killed the dead air that was being experienced there for a short period. Let's check back in on our teams or players rather, and see if they have why have I lost my... There it is, right. Okay, battles, and okay, we kind of skipped past here. So Mika versus Nevermelt Ice, we do have some battles up. Both going with the Kelia option here. Demon Shark, Kelp Initiate as a secondary tank with a Murd Damphir, with the Cripple and the Weaken, right? Or is it, no, that's Life Leech. That's not Weaken. They look so similar, I sometimes get confused. All right, so he's gone with the Cruel Cetharopod and the Axe Master in the back with a River Nymph. Okay, River Nymph gets our Demon Shark enraged very quickly, of course. Oh, and we're dealing with poison. That's why the cleanse was brought. But I don't think it's going to do enough. Does the Demon Shark survive to get a trample going? One trample, blocked by the armor. Secondary tank coming into position. Axemaster doing work as always. But not enough. Not enough health to survive till the end. And the cleanse taking it in the end. Wow, Nevermelt Ice with the cleanse win. Nice. Look, poison in poison rule sets, cleanse is extremely valuable, right? Don't underestimate the cleanse ability to give you the win. Nevermelt Ice with the Kelia versus the Obsidian. And the Torhilo in the front instead of the Demon Shark. So slightly different approach. He was expecting the magic here, right? So he went for some magic defense in the Torhilo with the Void Armor. Still Axemaster in the back. Supply Runner with the speed buff, and of course the natural speed buff from the Kelia. So that's +2 speed for his team. Secondary tank gone. Magic eating through it. The return fire on that monster whose name I can't remember right now. Centaur Mage, I think is what it's called. The Axe Monster doing work from the back as always. Axe Master taking the win in the end there. Congratulations, Nevermelt Ice. You've gone through to our final. And our second semi-final, Sakuraba versus Gentle Barbarian. They went to 3 matches. Missing some chat. You said talk about anything. Yes, I hate the melee only and back to basics combo. Yeah, so hated for me. Definitely back to basics, one of my most hated. My second, not too far behind that, is the odd ones out, honestly. I hate having half of my monsters just excluded because of their mana cost, right? It takes away so many key monsters in my plays that it often, it makes me lose those matches unnecessarily. I think I just don't like it. I don't think it's fun. I don't like them taking away so many of my monsters. It's too many to be without. Melee only, I don't mind. I don't mind melee only. There's some nice setups for melee only, depending on which splinters I have, right? Because there are some splinters where you don't really have enough melee to play with, and that can get frustrating. Narada says, as a fire player and loving Tarsa, I love melee from any position. Tarsa melee is very, very strong. So is water. Water melee is exceptionally strong, right? So, like I said, depending on which splinters are available, the melee from anywhere works well if you have the right team. If you don't, it can be frustrating, certainly. So both level 4 manas, or level 4 summoners, Sloans in both cases, right? Not the same teams though, they're very, very different teams. Some going with the sneak option from the Sandworm here, some going with a little bit more magic mixing from the Magi of Chaos. Arbalist in both cases. Sustain on the one end and not really sustain on the other. I think the sustain is what got Sakuraba there for that win. And then our second game was a magic versus magic game. Taunt in the front once again. No taunt, and the Mycelic Slipspawn. All right. So more magic versus less magic, right? So 3 magic versus 2 magic with the Obsidian Summoner, right? You got to play into your strengths, right? So if you're going with Obsidian, consider getting more magic on the field as opposed to more other types of damage or other abilities. Focus on the magic. Play into your strengths. Don't play into your weaknesses. Okay. Yeah, nicely done there, Gentleman Barbarian. And our last match, which obviously gives Gentleman Barbarian the win here, taking him to the finals. And Sakuraba goes with the Thaddeus and the Dragon Summoner with the Life Team. Stitch Leech, Celestial Harpy. Okay. Versus the Thorns. And it seems that the Life Team does come out in top, even though their tank was poisoned in round 1. That is certainly interesting. Their backline falling in round 1 as well. The opportunity and sneak doing work here, of course. Secondary tank coming into play, which doesn't have poison. The Thorns taking care of the Celestial Harpy there in the first round already. And yeah, the Stitch Leech just taking it home. Even with the Thorns going down, that is enough to get him there. So congratulations to those guys. Never Melt Ice and Gentleman Barbarian, both going with the Dragon Summoner. For some or other reason, I can't. Kretch. The Kretch is the name, right? So Boomburst in the final. Congratulations. I don't like the poison rule sets. They can be frustrating. Cleanse is vital in poison, right? And the misses don't help. Nevermelt Ice put me out, so I hope he wins now. All right. I hope so too. I hope so too. Noxious Fumes often goes to a mirror or similar lineups, often very hard for sure. Earthquake and Poison, it adds another level of complexity to these matches, Mad Tribe. It certainly does. And you really have to pick, in order to counter those abilities. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself at the short end of a losing battle very quickly, right? Or the losing side of a very quick battle. I feel like you either go for a high damage, high speed strat, or you focus on having a healthy HP distribution with moderate damage. Yeah, you could go the sustain route, or you could go the high damage route. Both is usually not an available option. And sometimes one wins out. Sometimes sustain wins out over higher damage, right? But sometimes not. Sometimes the higher damage and speed takes the win. I usually like playing taunt with some healers and then filling some high damage opportunity snipes to try and take out their damage earners so my tanks can outlive. That certainly is a good, strong way to approach it. So they've gone both with the Dragon Thorns approach tank here. Another Thorns in the back here from Gentleman Barbarian. And that may work out well for him, right? He's got lots of sneak here hitting that back line with the Thorns. So that is a very popular strat with many people. Usually when I put my Thorns in the back, the opponent doesn't have any sneaks, so it's wasted. I have tried that approach before. It hasn't worked out for me yet. But in this case, it worked very, very well. As you can see, Barbarian's team is still full on the field. 0 have fallen, and Never Melt Ice has gone down. So well played, Gentle Barbarian. That was very nicely done. This is a long matchup. So, both of them are winning and losing matches. I like to see that. I like to see the challenge from both sides. Earth team versus a water team. 2 magic versus 1 magic, and lots of secondary tanks here. We'll see which approach takes the win. Back to basics, an earthquake. All right, so no flying, no abilities actually. So even if he picked the flying creatures, it's not going to help him here because of back to basics. So earthquake literally hitting everybody on the field. Doesn't matter which side you're on. Okay, tank going down. Last monster left alive on the water side. And that hit will take him there. Earthquake doing work, solid work there. Never Melt Ice getting the win in the end with the Narissa Tridon. Okay. She does have a large amount of stats, right? In that way, she is very powerful. She doesn't have abilities, but stats-wise, she is a beast. Level 2 Kretch Rent is causing me to lose. Ooh, that's not good. The Forgotten Fire dude with immunity is usually my go-to tank with immunity. Yeah, immunity is an exceptionally a power that works very, very well in Noxious Fumes battles, because the Noxious Fumes doesn't affect immunity monsters. They can just skip it. Skip that incoming damage where everybody else is taking the damage. So Gentleman Pooza taking the win here in the end. Both going the fire route, but Gentleman Barbarian taking the win. All right. So our second last matchup, and I do believe this is possibly for the win. Gentleman Barbarian, both going with Kelia. Very similar lineups. Axe Master in the bottom, the Taunt monsters in the back. Both Axe Masters actually. Captain's Ghost and a Triage. So this Triage may be the difference on the Taunt in the back here, right? I suspect that the sustain may outlast the damage. So let's have a look. Elmo is really good for poison, I will say though. I bought him last week. I couldn't help myself. I love powerful neutral cards so much. Elmo is an extremely strong card. It can really improve your deck's versatility. I agree. That is a very strong play. And Gentleman Barbarian 1 with a good Wendigo play. All right. Thanks for the spoiler, Naruda, but we'll watch the game after that. After this one. And yeah, congratulations to our winner. Thanks everyone for sticking around. It was great to have you here participating in the tournament. I will send those packs through shortly to the winners, the number 1 and number 2 positions. Sustain doing work here from the Gentleman Barbarian, as I suspected. Oh, it was one of the previous matches. Right. Yes, that you're right. The Wendigo did. In that sneak matchup where Never Melt Ice was picking sneak monsters, it did do a lot of work. You're right. So very similar. Gentleman Barbarian's Axe Master goes down first. Never Melt Ice might actually have it here, and he does. He manages to get the kill in before the Deep Lurker goes down. If that Deep Lurker went down, he would have lost his damage. So yeah, well played, Never Melt Ice. That was an excellent match. And then our last match for today, for the win. Let's see who takes it. Winner takes all the glory. So Torrillo lineup versus the Magic is a good choice. Whether it's going to get you the win in the end is the question. That was a comment on the last match. Indeed it was. And what a match. It was. So Grund doing work and being healed. So the sustain kicking in. The taunt going down on Gentleman Barbarian's team. Grund doing the work there. Secondary tank and the kelp dying very, very quickly. Axe Master doing work as per usual. Now the question is, do the hits? You see, that's my Regal Parrington. That is my Regal Parrington, the one that doesn't get misses, right? So our winner is Never Melt Ice. And yeah, YGG winner. Congratulations, sir. I am very happy to crown you our first winner for the day, or for the YGG challenge. Let me send through these packs quickly. So send Never Melt Ice. Let me just confirm that name. Never Melt Ice. That's right. 1 pack. And there you are, sir. That is your winnings. And our second winner, Gentleman Barbarian. Gentle Barbarian. Okay. You also get a pack, sir. Gentle Barbarian. Okay. Just straight up normal spelling. And 1 pack. Confirm that one more time. That is correct. And there you go, guys. Congratulations to those winners. Thank you so much for joining me on the stream. It was great to have you participate in our weekend challenge, EU style, Asian style. And yeah, thank you for bringing the trophy home to YGG. And I hope to see you guys again next weekend. That does conclude our show for today. I'm going to play out with our outro. The more the merrier, guys. And until next time, see you around the Splinterverse.